Welcome to Book Club Preview. My name is Michael, and today we're starting a new book, The Hobbit, one of the most famous books I think in the world by J.R.R. Tolkien. And man, this is one of the greatest adventures in a story that I think anyone could go on. Just beautifully written. I'm excited to read it with you. Today we're going to look at Chapter 1. And Chapter 1 starts off with hey, we need to get some background on hobbits, okay? You might know what a dwarf is, you might know what an elf is, you might know what a dragon is. But what is a hobbit? Well, a hobbit is a small person, okay? They're smaller than a dwarf. They're very comfortable kind of people. They like to stay in their homes, they like to stay in their towns, they like to do the same things over and over again. They don't really like adventure. Although one bloodline is kind of adventurous. But the hobbits are friendly, nice people. You know, as I'm reading about the hobbits, they kind of remind me of what I think of as British people being like. I could be wrong, but that's just kind of how I think of them. Well, there's one hobbit, Bilbo, and Bilbo Baggins, who is descendants of this one adventuring hobbit line. And Bilbo's pretty normal himself as far as hobbit goes. He has a beautiful home. He has breakfast and second breakfast and lunch and tea time and dinner and second dinner. And he's just really comfortable. And he's out smoking his little tobacco pipe, blowing rings, when this tall person comes up, who we know as Gandalf. And Gandalf is a wizard, which we don't know too much about wizards in this world, but he can do some kind of tricks or magics and things like that. Well, Gandalf comes up to Bilbo, and Bilbo says, "Good morning." And Gandalf kind of questions him, says, "Well, do you mean that the morning is good, that I should have a good morning, that you're feeling good this morning?" And Bilbo's kind of like, yes, I mean all of them. And Gandalf says, "Well, I've come looking for someone that is looking for an adventure." And Bilbo at this is like, no one likes adventures here, sorry, good morning." And good morning in this case means goodbye. And he tries to push Gandalf off. And Gandalf is shocked. He's like, "What? To be good morninged by old Took's son, great-grandson, whatever it is." And Bilbo's like, "I'm sorry, do I know you?" He's like, "You know me, although you've forgotten about me, but I know you, Bilbo Baggins. To think that to be good morninged, meaning good morning, bye, go away, get out of my face, to be good morninged by a Took family. I can't believe it." And eventually Bilbo finds out this is Gandalf, the wizard who told stories and did tricks and who's awesome. And Bilbo's like, "Oh, I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to good morning you away. But, man, I've got a lot to do. I'm going to go inside. Come back for tea time tomorrow." "Yeah, tea time tomorrow would be good. Have a good day. Bye." And he goes inside. Gandalf starts laughing to himself, and he makes some kind of mark on Bilbo's door. Bilbo doesn't know. He just goes off and goes out through the rest of his day and goes to bed. He forgets the next day that he had even offered tea time to Gandalf until he hears a knock, knock, knock on his door. And he thinks, "Oh, Gandalf came back for tea time." He goes over to the door, but instead of Gandalf, he sees a dwarf. And over the next few pages, we're going to see this is Dwalin, Balin, Keely, Feely, Dory, Nori, Ori, Owen, Glowin, Bilfor, Bofer, Bumber, and Thorin. Okay, I think these are 13. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 dwarves. And 13 is an unlucky number in Western culture. So Bilbo is the 14th member of the party. Gandalf, for some reason, isn't part of this team because he kind of comes and goes. But Bilbo is part of the team, so there's 14 members. But they come in for tea time. They ask for coffee, they ask for wine, they ask for tea, they ask for water, they ask for cakes, they ask for bread, they ask for pies. And Bilbo is just bringing all this stuff out for these dwarves. Gandalf comes too, and then they start singing songs. They start singing songs about Bilbo not liking things broken or things disturbed. They sing songs about the Misty Mountains. And if you watch the movies, there's a whoa. I can't go that deep. The Misty Mountains cold. They sing this really deep dwarvish song. Pretty cool. I'm not going to sing it for you. I don't know the song, and I can't go that deep. But they sing these songs, and as they're singing these songs, something wakes up inside Bilbo. This Tookish side of him, this adventurous side of him. And he's thinking, oh, maybe I should go on this adventure. Well, they're singing this song and telling me stories, and the teapot goes, woo! And Bilbo is so inside the song that he's like, ah! And he falls down on the ground. He's like, struck by lightning, struck by lightning. And he just got so afraid, and they take him outside, and Gandalf's a little embarrassed because Bilbo just lost his nerve. He just freaked out. He's like, oh, trust me, he's very reliable. In a pinch, oh, he's better than a dragon. He just gets excited. He's a funny kind of guy. And they take him outside, and as Bilbo's kind of recovering and maybe drinking some wine or something, they're like, are you sure this is going to be the guy? Is this the guy that we need? Are you sure, Gandalf? And as Bilbo hears his honor, his pride being questioned, his ego takes over, and he comes in. He's like, well, let's get to the matter of things. What kind of sort of business do you need me for? Whatever it is, I can do it. Right? And he's like, if you need me to travel around the world or fight these crazy sandworms, I'm your man. And so they're like, well, okay. And then they start to tell Bilbo about what is the plan. Gandalf gives this map and this key to Thorin. Thorin is a prince of this group of dwarves, not just the 13, but of their kind of group. And this map shows a secret passage into the Misty Mountains, or not the Lone Mountain, actually, not the Misty Mountains. Misty Mountains are mountains they think they have to cross, but there's this Lone Mountain. And it's a map showing a secret passage to get inside where maybe they can fight the dragon. There's also a key to the door. And then they talk about everything that happened. Well, a long time ago, these dwarves, they were in this mountain, and they had mined it, and there was gold, and there was silver, and there was gems, and everyone was rich. The dwarves were rich, the humans were rich, the elves were rich, and trade and wealth spread out everywhere. It was fantastic. But there was so much wealth that a dragon had heard of it, and so a dragon came in, Smog, and killed a lot of dwarves, took over the mountain, burned down the human village, and everyone ran away. And so they want their treasure back and their mountain back, their homeland back. And we learn that Gandalf, he found the map and key from Thorin's father, who had been captured by a necromancer. And we don't really know too much about what's going on. Necromancers are maybe like wizards, but use dark magic to bring people back to life. So this necromancer had captured Thorin's father, and Gandalf ended up finding him. The guy had completely lost his mind, but he remembered the map and the key. Gandalf took him. He couldn't save Thorin's dad, and he barely escaped himself. So this is the story, and they say, Bilbo, come join us. You can be our thief, our burglar, our expert treasure finder, and help us get in and steal treasure away from the dragon and things like that. And at the time, I think Bilbo says yes. But as the story goes on and it's getting ready for bedtime and they're asking Bilbo to make them breakfast and they don't even say please or thank you, and Bilbo says, "You know what? I'm not going to go on this adventure and I'm not even going to make them breakfast. I'm going to sleep in and they can wake up whenever they want." And he goes to sleep. That ends chapter 1. Some vocabulary, there's plenty, but here's a few. Well-to-do means well off. I have enough money. I'm kind of high in status, and the other people around me think of me as being maybe high level. I don't need to work for my money, things like that. Blundering is kind of uncoordinated, confused, tripping over, not doing something with skill, so uncoordinated. Flummoxed is confused and frustrated. This is certainly Bilbo. All these dwarves come in and he's confused and he's frustrated and he's almost kind of dizzy. Confuscate. I'm not actually sure. I've never used this word before, but it just means to confuse, to make confused. And Bilbo's kind of like cursing the dwarves. Confuse them and make them frustrated because he's upset. Conspirators. Conspirators are people that gather together and have a secret plan. Usually conspirators are making a plan against the government or something. In this case, they're making a plan against this dragon, and they're talking slow in low voices. Discussion question. If you were Bilbo, or maybe you were yourself, would you go on this adventure? They promise treasures and riches and adventure, but also dangers. Would you stay in your nice comfy home, or would you go out and join the dwarves? And of course, please make your own discussion question. That is all the time that we have for today. But thank you so much for joining me for this episode of Book Club Preview. I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.